Alright guys, we are back. It is map number 3, Orbit versus G2. We've got a knife round underway. And that's going to be to choose which side these players start on, as this is our random third map. So that's how we decide here. But I am Sprawl, by my side is Hurricane. And we're happy to bring you this best of 3.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. The terrorists seem to be pushing the counter-terrorists all the way back. I haven't seen something like this in a long time.
Yeah, a little bit of passive play.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at this though. Oh my god, this round is just out of control. Playing the platform, so much parkour going on, but Orbit ends up taking it with only losing one. So that means they're going to be able to choose which side they start on. And I'm actually really intrigued. They're going to go with, oh, that's Miniz rather than... Miniz is like, oh, we're starting CT. Yeah, they didn't win that, so... It's going to be Orbit choosing the CT side. So Orbit confident on their CT side. We'll see what happens here. But what do you think about that decision?
I think that Dust2 is a little bit more terrorist-sided. So I personally would have opted for the terrorists. But for Orbit, I think they play just like most Swedish teams. We would call it like playing a little puggy, like playing like in a pickup game. That they're probably going to play loose on the CT side and try to catch them off guard, because that's the name of the game on this map. There's a lot of interesting aggression you can do as a counter-terrorist to really throw some wrenches into the operation.
We'll see if it works out, as again Orbit opting to start on that CT side. They pick up the knife round, and now G2. They're not going to be too worried starting on that T side. It's actually pretty funny, being that they switch sides. Some of these players still have, that are now on the T side, they still have the CT player models, but they're outlined with like the X-ray, so they're golden CT players. That actually look pretty cool. So, golden CT players versus
really playing into the godlike status of these players.
Exactly, exactly. The Super Saiyan in all of them. So
yes.
We are again just waiting for these players to ready up, and then we're going to be going live. As again, we just had our knife round conclude. Orbit choosing to go over to that CT side, but we do have another match on the schedule. Actually, 2 of them, but only one more for our European region. It's going to be Existence versus Vination. So the winner of that goes on to face MyXMG in the round of 4. The winner of that goes on to face the winner of this, basically. So if you followed along there, hopefully there wasn't too many winners of this. But anyhow, we are live in Pistol Round.
To make a little more sense of that, you guys should drop by on the Sevo page and check out the brackets so you can anticipate these awesome matchups we have for you.
Exactly, and actually an easy way to find that as well, instead of navigating through the Sevo page, if you go to gorgn.tv, the link all the way on the right should be the brackets. So make sure you guys check that out, and we are live here, Pistol Round. We're going to see 2 Tech 9s on the G2 lineup. We're going to be aggressive with those, but on the CT side, we've got Skitten and Pyth with the kits. We see a quick cat play from the Ts.
Yeah, it looks like Skitten spotted it out, and then both of the long players opted to just fall back. Perfect rotation by them. Oh, good nade by Rowland, though.
You see some nice counter flashes from the CT side, but inevitably, the picks still come out from the Ts, and we see Miniz just gets a free pass up long, and he flanks Skitten. Finally, Pyth, though, going to take a page out of his book, going to flank the flanker. The bomb's going to be planted for Cat as Kaboom goes down. It's all up to Pyth. He does have a kit, and he's going to be flashing his way into Cat. The dream here, he's going to flash one of the players, but Sparrow, the player that was not blind, is going to land that headshot. So a nice pistol round pickup. G2 forcing the issue with that Cat play. I really like the counter flashes from Orbit. They slowed it down a lot. But G2 just kept it up and managed to get the plays in.
Yeah, it looked good for them, too. They had the rotation from the long players where they just opted to just completely ignore it. Someone got a good look at them on Catwalk and probably saw all of them.
Ooh, Pyth, are you joking me? They get shots through the door. Actually, I believe the first one was from Jumpy, but Pyth definitely, he peeks across, crouches, and gets that shot through the double doors. And now see Maxi trying to get aggressive up mid. I don't know how much I agree with that play, especially with the pick, but it doesn't matter if Jumpy can continue to land shots here. 3 left on the board. on the T side, and this is falling apart here.
Yeah, this is just the current meta of Dust2 because of those jump scouts. You have to expect that the counter terrorists are going to do that. They opted, I guess, not. They smoked it off, but you can still jump spot it. I think that the terrorists needed to take over middle from the lower area and nullify that.
Ooh, Rowell
or headshot him back.
Jumpy. Oh, man. But Pyth through the door as well. This is just battle of the scouts through the doors. And finally, Sparrow and Innocent are like, all right, we're done. We're done with that play. We're going to move up long. Skitten's going to be the only one working from Cat. He does have a Deagle. The Deagle Blaze. We'll see if he's able to take some heads with him, but...
Yeah, they got a good setup for this long, too. There's a player watching it from middle, Kaboom, and then they have Skyton to follow up from Cat, and there's no one in Cat, so...
Oh, what a shot. And now Innocent, can he get the frag here? He puts a lot of damage onto Skitten, and he will be able to get the bomb down, but the jump scout... Kaboom actually misses, and he's going to go down. That was actually probably, out of all the scout shots we've seen, that was probably the easiest one with that jump scout. Pyth is going to try and show us how it's done, and he does hit one shot. He's going to get aggressive up ramp, and he gets the shot in. So Pyth coming up massive. Jumpy and Pyth together just stole that round into the hands of G2.
Yeah, and to steal one of your puns earlier, Jumpy with the Jumpy Scout.
Exactly.
He was jumping over that smoke, and Pyth and him were able to get that early damage through the doors, and you know I just really think G2 played too much into the current meta. If you know anything about this Orbit team, they play to win every round, and they will buy up on second round almost all the time. So they kind of just played into their favor, and well done by Orbit to finish it out.
And now we see it's going to be a straight B play, opting to still buy up regardless is his T side. And able to get 2 Galils on the field, 2 AKs as well. Manizo with the Tech 9 in hand. And what do you think about this force buy? Would you like to see a save here, or is this force buy okay in your books?
I mean, this is Dust2, man. You can do a lot of stuff by just half buying, because by how the map is laid out, you can safely get to close angles and use close strategies like this.
Oh, and they're going to find their way out mid, but Skitten's going to find a head and mouse, and this flash actually means that he's able to get another. So 2 frags, that's going to be work done for Skitten, and this flank up from top mid, Jumpy tries to put some damage onto them, but doesn't actually do very much. But Kaboom is going to be coming in from lower dark now, and he should be able to drop Innocent. Yep, will go down as they push their way up Cat, but Jumpy is here, and he's going to be able to take down Maniz, and he's going to jump back around the corner here as Sparrow wants to get the bomb planted. He needs to be very careful, though, as Kaboom coming up from Cat. He's got players on all angles. He's going to be really rough as he's full blind right now, finally. That will subside, but he's got jumping players. That's going to be Jumpy out of everybody, obviously. And he's going to go down, though, and if he can get this frag on Kaboom, that might actually create a 1v1 situation. And he's actually got positioning where he can split these players up a little bit, but the time, though, is the issue, and Pyth drops him with that headshot as he gets aggressive on ramp. And yeah, about 10 seconds left when I said that. Not a lot of time to play with. He was trying to force the issue. That will be Orbit picking up their second round.
Yeah, good rotate and good information grabbing pushes. Just like I said on Dust2, you can do these little mini aggressions across the map as soon as you find a little bit of info on where the terrorists are going. And Jumpy was able to spot all 3 middle, which basically nullifies that you need to respect anywhere else.
Oh.
Ooh, but a nade stack long, taking down almost all of G2.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that didn't work out at all. They try and force things up at long, but on the eco round, they get naded to oblivion, and no frags for their efforts, so no economy-breaking kills there. They don't get a single one on the board, and that means that Orbit, their money is, they're in a decent spot right now. They're starting to grow a bit of a bank. We've got 5K on Pyth, 4K on Skitten. The rest of them a little bit broke, but we'll see what happens in this next round. 5 AKs on the field and quick mid presence from the T's.
Yeah, and CTs have a lot of presence in middle, and they're going for the quick Cat.
Oh wow, and that Cat aggression worked out so well.
Oh my god.
until we saw just an insane push from the T players. They just forced the issue, and now it's going to be Kaboom left inside of CT spawn. And luckily for him, both players that drop into CT just straight derp. I don't even know what else to say there. They just didn't look right, and Kaboom got the freebie. So Innocent will be able to finish the round, but that was some interesting play on both sides.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad for the Terrorists, honestly. They had 2 players on Catwalk, but the players on Catwalk were actually thinking that they were going to take middle control from lower and did a head stack on top of each other to try to get a nice little op pick there. But instead, they got 3 Terrorists right in their grill, and it didn't work out too well with Manai. And then Manai holding the door and able to pick up those 2 frags really sealed it for them.
Yeah, good round from G2, and now we see no money on the board for Orbit after this bye, so they don't win this one. They will be ecoing in the next. Mid presence once again from the T's, and Sparrow just watching for a long play, but just working picks here. They're going to send 3 up Cat now, and no one aggressive here.
They're going for a traditional. Ooh, Skyton's got boosted up on Pythe's head. They're going to catch the bomb right here.
Yep, Sparrow's going to go down. That is the bomb carrier getting dropped, so luckily for the T's, they've got Maniz in a situation where he is able to go back and grab that, but that is an early pick here for the CT side. Innocent and Rowland thinking about pushing up mid. Got
yeah,
Pike
it's actually
here
a fake.
left.
They're trying to fake the mid B while the other 2 players are on Catwalk.
And here we go, the Cat push underway. We've got Maniz and Mouse, and we're going to see Rowland, of course, getting dropped there. The Snade might be able to drop one of the players, and it does, so Maniz gets 2 for himself as Mouse tries to stay alive in this position, but Skin will be able to take him down, finishes Maniz as well. So that is going to be another one for the CT side, and an important one, as we're going to be on an eco if they drop that round.
Yeah, and you know, good strategy by G2. It just turned out that the squad that they sent to fake the mid B got nothing out of it. They were shut down at the doors almost immediately, leaving only 2 players left on Catwalk to try to finish out a 2-on-4. And good rotation from the long players and using flashbangs. Then Pyth following up from middle, jumping onto Xbox and flanking from Cat.
Yeah, and this is going to be another eco from the T side, and I do want to take this opportunity to mention we've got a couple giveaways going on, guys. We've got a minimal wear Karambit Blue Steel for all you subscribers once we hit the 200 mark. So you can see the current count at the top right, or rather top left-hand corner of the stream, and we also have 60,000 follower giveaway, and it's going to be a minimal wear AK case hardened, but we are going to see a mid-B play here. Skitten takes down Mouse. Kaboom from sight. He's going to drop 1 as well. Pyth backs up his teammate, and Sparrow with the only frag on the field will end up going down. So again, a little bit more about those giveaways. At 60,000 followers, we'll be doing that minimal wear AK case hardened. Now, been meaning to find out how much blue is on that AK case hardened, but I haven't figured out that information yet, because a lot of people like that. But anyhow, 5-2 the score line here. And again, I did miss a minor detail there. That knife is generously given to us by OP Skins. So an opening frag here. Pyth will go down via the AWP of Rowland.
Yeah, good pick by him. He just caught like the back of his thigh actually, and they catch Law. Oh yeah, man,
Maxi was pushed up on Cat, and he got full blinded. Held that location as not really advised to be running back when you're full of blind that way. And G2 clean up the round. Not really. That all started with that mid pick, and then Orbit seemed to want to get aggressive everywhere because they were down a man. And you can see that sometimes in teams, but generally speaking, we saw it here. It didn't work out as just G2's ready for all the aggression.
Yeah, they felt really comfortable after getting those 2 picks as they just kind of receded into a send a bomb with a few friends as Rowland picks yet another one middle. They sent the bomb together, and they were able to just pick all of these aggressive CTs, and it was a clean and easy round.
And now Kaboom, he needed to go big as it is a B-side play, but he's only going to be able to get 1. And now jumping on the bench as well, and he's playing this angle at mid, but Maxi, he is not going to fall for that one.
Yeah, Maxi checking all the pixels.
Yeah, and now the big issue is Skitten on this large rotate. He's going to take a lot of time, but Rowland, focusing on lower dark, might get Might get picked here if he gets caught off guard, but I do believe Skitten makes enough noise. And yeah, he did make enough noise that now the location's known. Rowland misses the shot, though. And just playing that pillar, we're going to see these players drop into sight, and all of a sudden it's a 1v2, and Sparrow goes down. So we are going to have Pyth with a kit. He should be able to get this defused.
Yeah, he's got it.
And with the kit, he is able to get it. So good communication there. Maxi knows he doesn't have the kit, passes off to Pyth. And a lot of that came down to Rowland missing that shot, and he held a nice angle, but just the other side of the, he opted to use that pillar and didn't get that flick.
Yeah, Rowland had an excellent angle to try to kill him. He just kind of got a little fidgety because the bomb was starting to tick down, maybe assuming that all 3 players were coming from middle instead.
And now round 10, 6-3 Orbit with a 3-round lead here. Still a close score line. No one really completely running away with this. It's another rifle round for G2 as well. We've got 2 AWPs on the field. So let's see how that works out, as it's going to be Meniz and Rowland. And Rowland's actually working his way over to upper. But Meniz working in mid. So slow play, mid control for the T's. But where do they opt to take it is the question.
Yeah, and Rowland was going to look for a pick into B, but Pyth with the timely smoke grenade just squashed that idea right out the gate. And actually, Meniz is creeping out middle. Oh, but he gets caught with a pop
flat. Oh, what a pop flat. Beautiful play there. That was heads-up play from Jumpy, who flashed in Skitten from that elevator position. So great teamwork there, and now it's a 3v5 as some upper dark play here, and that's going to be the first frag for Kaboom, as I was trying to force the issue. Rowland right behind, but this is not working out. They're forced to fall back.
Yeah, and they kind of played into a really predictable situation. G2 did, because of how all of the picks went down. They were trying to do a mid B with Mouse and Rowland waiting right there, and then when the middle players just got shut down, they had to try to do something. But by that time, all of the A players were pretty much rotated, and you were fighting 2-on-5.
Yeah, now Orbit, they're actually in a really nice position here where they just had a flawless round versus Rifles, and they're going to have an anti-eco round here. So if they're able to, again, keep this like a flawless man count in this round, that means a lot of bank in their favor.
Here comes the nades.
And it's going to be another long play here, and falling apart right from the get-go. No frag. It's going to be Sparrow left, and again, Jumpy left on 1 HP, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if he doesn't die, and that's going to be, like I said, lots of money on the field. Look, 8,400 on Skitten. We got 6,800, 7,600, 5,700. Maxi's going to be the least rich, or the poorest, if you will, on that side. We need some money management lessons, but nonetheless, we're going to see 8-3 scoreline here. Orbit looking solid on their CT side.
Yeah, and again, they opted to put 3 players at long, and G2 throws a ton of crap at long and kind of like a fake, and they're going straight for catwalk, leaving 2 players at long to try to fight a bunch of ghosts.
And they're just going to force the issue out. Cat here, as you mentioned, Jumpy will put down 1 Maxi from Carr, ends up connecting onto Rowlands as well, and they are going to have Meniz coming out along, and if he can get this pick on a Skitten, which he will, that's going to help out greatly, but pinned down are these players on Cat. Meniz needs to make a little bit more attention over near long, and he does so as Maxi gets dropped at the 3v3, and that's going to be a nice headshot onto Jumpy, making it a 3v2, and now both players for the CT side stuck in CT spawn. Going to be creeping up here, but let's see what develops as Pyth looks like he's actually going to give a boost over to Gaboom. He's got an AWP in hand. If he can get a quick scope in, would be crucial. He checks towards Goose, but now that falling noise should give the information, and that's going to be Innocent picking up that frag. And of course, they do a boost, so they know Pyth's location. You can't magically jump up there yourself. So he goes down, and that is going to be G2 now responding. They get their 4th round on the board, and they needed to get that on there if they wanted a chance.
Yeah, good strategy by G2. They had a good window of opportunity by forcing those long players to respect those smokes and flashes and leaving only 1 to defend catwalk. And Jumpy actually did great by killing getting an entry kill, and then there was a follow-up kill by the rotate. But G2 showed some patience and were able to wave out the smokes and catch some players off guard.
And in this round, though, it's going to be Maxi going down early on. He tried to get aggressive out Cat, and seeing him try and go there multiple times, and G2, they're finding this rhythm. And they drop him with that op, and now Pyth goes down as Maniz is going to get one through mid. And things are falling apart here for Orbit as it's a 5v3, and with their monetary situation, they do not have very much money in this round. So G2, they can pick this up. They might be looking at...
Ooh, Maniz, he's stuck out. He's out B.
Yeah, he is out B, and Kaboom now rotating back. He's going to flash his way in, but Barrel peeking right through, and he has no idea what hit him. And Maniz actually had a nice opportunity there, and Skitten would have been caught off guard, but Skitten gets the frag, will be traded upon, though, as Jumpy. He was trying to line up a shot, but Innocent. Spidey senses were tingling, and he turns around, gets that frag, and now we see a pretty broke Orbit lineup. I imagine they're going to save here for the last round.
Well, yeah, they might, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, they kind of played a win around. Yep.
Yeah, they're going for it. Jumpy, he has no problem getting that swag 7, as lots of jump spots for him to be playing with that as well.
And it looks like we're getting some quick long aggression. Because it took them a second to call that they wanted to buy, they didn't get to long very quickly. But it seems like it doesn't matter because the law is intact.
Ooh, but Mouse gets 2 quick ones, and of course getting one that feels great on that CT side, but you really need 2, as if that trade takes place. You can see now that totally favoring that T side. Kaboom's going to try and get one through the smoke here, but isn't able to connect.
There.
Jumpy, they need to come up big. He's going to hear this bomb plant noise, and that's going to be the Q, and he takes off the head of Innocent, and that's a beautiful pickoff. Gets another one on Sparrow. Can he get a third on Mouse? He knows the location. Mouse knows he's here, though, and he's going to have a player in Rowlands out long, but that's going to be Pyth on the flank, and he gets the third one. Are you joking me, Jumpy? And he gets an AWP for his effort. What a play by Jumpy. Comes up massive, and that's going to be a 9th round here for Orbit.
Yeah, and Jumpy playing to his name, jumping up and down, and utilizing that Mag 7. I mean, we thought that they were in kind of a bad situation to buy, but good God, did they prove us wrong.
Oh, man.
They just got banked for this last round, and they're actually able to buy 2 ops, I think, basically because of that.
Well, I think that Jumpy was able to get one, and then they had another one picked up. So I think they were able to secure those from the round. But yeah, great pickups after the round, and huge play there from Jumpy. Some highlight level material, just jumping up from elevator and landing the frags. And I love that he doesn't peek until he hears that bomb plant noise, and they're planning for long. That's just a perfect setup for him.
Yeah, very veteran move by him.
And we see him, and he's going to pick onto Gaboon. So we pick here for the T's. Gamer2, you definitely want to make this a 9-6 scoreline, and Skitten's going to lose his head as he peeks towards Xbox. And he's getting some crucial frags, a 2K on the round, and Maxi now trying to get aggressive. And you can see that Orbit's the type of team that if they're down a man, they get aggressive. And not to blame them for it, because a lot of teams are like that, but you can see that G2 reads them like a book and just waits for that aggression.
Yeah, I think you could watch 2 matches of Orbit, and you could kind of get a read on really what they like to do. They play very pug style, and they, as soon as, like you said, as soon as someone goes down, they want to try to find some holes, and that can make a break around for you because you can get a good opportunity. We saw a bunch of times in the first half that they were going down a man, and Jumpy would actually flank long, and he didn't really ever capitalize on kills, but there was an opportunity there to do it.
Yeah, now we're going to have our second pistol round coming underway. This is map number 3. It all comes down to this. This is a best of 1 on Dust2, and Orbit is leading, heading into their T side with a 9-6 scoreline. So that is definitely, considering we've kind of hinted at that being Dust2, it's a little bit T-sided. Again, kind of depends on the teams that are playing on it, but definitely just in the format of the map. Generally speaking, if you're grouping up on the T side, you're going to have an advantage moving in. But again, it really depends on the teams you're playing, and they're actually going to be sending this bomb into upper dark. There's a player in lower. Oh, Meniz, he could come up big here, and he's going to try. He gets one and drops the bomb carrier. Huge play by Meniz, and now Pipe is going to try and put him down. He's really aggressive on this bomb. He's got support as well, so understandably so. Needs to be careful, though, as Jumpy will get spotted out inside his CT spawn. Kaboom coming from Cat. They need to make this happen, and they need to make it happen synchronized. Kaboom, if he doesn't check the right corner here, he's going to go down to Mouse, but Jumpy will put one into Sparrow. So a 1v3 here. He's not close to full HP as well. He's going to try and force the issue from double doors, but he's got players on all angles. Utilizes that fake flash, the decoy, but goes down to a headshot of Rowland. And that is a great pistol round pickup. Meniz, the one to credit, as pushing into lower dark. That's a make or break situation, and he made it.
Yeah, and well done by him. He utilized the advantage of picking the USP over the P2000. They had no idea that he was there, even though he shot maybe 4 or 5 shots before he actually got a kill. They didn't even look at him. We
have C and AUG on the field. That's interesting. Sparrow is going to be utilizing this AUG in B. So he's going to be falling back to site. So I'm always very curious when we see weapons like this pulled out, because just trying to see what's going on. But Meniz actually getting the first pick here, gets aggressive on Cat. And again, it's a high-risk, high-reward scenario in that if he goes down, gives him a weapon, you could just be running right into a bunch of terrorists waiting on Cat for that aggression. But luckily for him, he's able to fall back. And it's a nice pick here, as now the T's working up Catwalk. Got the bomb up there on Skitten, and
yeah, they're all grouped up on Cat together, and Meniz hasn't heard anything long, so he's getting a little itchy to try to kill some people on Catwalk. He's reading it beautifully.
Ooh, Mouse will spot some players out in Cat, and it's going to be Jumpy here, and of course Jump scouting, living up to his name, and we'll see if he's able to make something work. As coming up on Catwalk, we've got Innocent playing from CT ramp. These players are all so lit. And they will go down a 4K for Meniz, as I do realize, guys, that I've switched back and forth many a times between Meniz and Meniz. I apologize for that. Some people out there are probably cringing, because I know that there's a lot of people that care a lot about their names, and it's yeah, it's no disrespect to them. I'm just a crazy Canadian that cannot get my pronunciation down, so I do apologize. But 9-8 is our scoreline here. It's going to be another anti-eco for G2.
And to play a little bit into what you said earlier in the round with Sparrow with the AUG, he's actually using the AUG in an interesting way in B, as the terrorists are just falling down like flies. He's exploiting the instantaneous crouching that occurs in this game, so your head will just immediately pop out, and he is scoped and has a rifle to where he can spray. And it's a pretty powerful gun setup to do in B, as you're pretty safe because that box isn't spammable, and you can almost instantaneously call that they're going to be there as soon as you spot one.
Yeah, some nice play from Sparrow, and a little bit unconventional. It's not too often that we see an AUG inside of B, but Jumpy, he's going to open up long single-handedly, as he's got his team behind him, but the bomb's still located in Suicide. And it's now in top mid, so they're not actually committing to this long play. They know they got the picks here, and a lot of teams are just going to rotate right over to where all that aggression was placed. But G2 actually playing it very well. Rowland's still at mid, and Sparrow has rotated over out of B, but Bomb's still in mid.
It's pretty common that as soon as you get down a few players, a lot of the pro teams like to just leave B open, as it's pretty easy to retake, all things considering, and middle is very hard to hold. But they feel Rowland can hold this, and I believe them. And they're actually going into Catwalk, and Mouse is just hiding behind there.
He's gonna peek out, and he gets nothing done for himself. It may have worked out, but Sparrow will be able to utilize that AUG inside of B. But we're going to see, a save here, as Rowland's just going to opt to drop his Pro 90, pick up an AK-47, one of those real rifles here. And now, Sparrow might work some sort of exit, but being that he's looking at a smoked-off CT spawn, don't think it's going to work out. But some aggression, actually, from Jumpy.
Yeah, and speaking about Jumpy, in the beginning of the round, they sent about 3 or 4 out long A to try to get some early aggression, and Jumpy was able to get 2 nice kills. But the really nice part about that round was the little adjustment that they just left him there to lurk it, and as Sparrow loses his AUG, but Rowland's still alive. They left him there, grouped up, and then kind of felt out the round, see where the counter terrorists were, and they made the decision to go up catwalk and crunch it. So I think that was a very beautiful call by the terrorists, and well played to win the first gun round of the second half.
Yeah, this is a very close scoreline here, 10-9. They are making this an entertaining one, as we've seen a lot of rounds played out in this best of 3. 2 close maps going 1 for 1, and now we got this map, and Meniz gets a disgusting shot. He peeks into lower dark, gets skitting on the stairwell, and now Rowland will get one of his own onto Maxi with the Scar 20. So 3 scopes on the board for the CT side here.
Yeah, G2 has opted to go into the don't give a damn setup, where they have three scoped rifles all across the map with close range rifles to help them. And they're utilizing them to the max potential because they were able to get 2 early picks.
Yeah, this is a little bit of odd play, though, as we see both players on the T side. They're poking their head out of mid, but the bomb was down literally up near suicide. Like, it was down in top mid. So even if they got frags there, that was a really rough spot. So they were just trying to pull some rifles out of the hands of G2, but isn't going to be the case. And now an eco round from Orbit means that G2 might be able to take the round lead here.
Yeah, and nice round to win by G2. Right when Orbit wins one, they traded out a round with them, resetting that money, and then now that they're probably going to get a free round out of it.
We'll see, as it's going to be Pipe leading the charge over to this B site, and they're going to be following up with these nades, but seeing that there is a firebomb there, Pipe will be able to enter into the site, but fully blind, he won't be able to take this player down, and now things are working out for the T's, actually, as they get 2 frags. And we're going to see Rowland pick Maxi as he tries to push out of the window. So 2 frags on the board. Looked like they may have been able to take control of site, but it didn't work out in their favor. And it's going to be G2 taking the round lead.
Yeah, and since they didn't get bombed down again, it looks like the terrorists are going to have to save. Pyth opting to get a scout, though, and try to fight one of these scoped rifles in middle. Let's see if he can get a pick.
He's going to try here as he spots 2 players crossing, and ooh, he almost times that as Meniz is going for another one of his lower picks. And no one's going to be here, though, and he's going to take a shot towards Cat, and he's falling back.
Oh, my goodness.
That is something that you really need to capitalize on that T side. Meniz should never have escaped there, and now we're going to see actually 2 frags do return. So some big pickoffs, but Mouse will be able to take down Maxi. It's a 2v3 here, but still, imagine those frags plus Meniz on the bench. That would be a huge play from Orbit, making it a 2v2, but being the way it is, we're going to see that's a nice shot from Pyth, lands onto Mouse. So they're going to be pushing towards the... traditionally, in that there's only 1 player here, it would be the weaker side, but he's actually the only one full HP, that's Sparrow. So it's going to be up to Meniz as he's trying to get this pick on Cat, but isn't able to find it. Finally, Mouse finds 2 of them, and they end the round, but crazy looking round there from the T side in Orbit.
Yeah, and kind of the disadvantage of opting to do this many scoped rifles was that after Meniz wasn't able to get anyone for that lower pick, he fell back, and then they knew that he only had an op, so they tried pushing him, and then Rowland had an auto sniper and had to try to no scope a bunch of players, and it ended up not really working in their favor.
And we see a quick pick out long here by Maxi, but isn't able to land the shot as actually Sparrow took a bullet through the door or something like that. He's down to 61, but we do see mid control once again from Orbit, and Pice is just watching the upper push from the middle of stairwell here. So minute 10 left on the clock. Gonna see what happens as, again, just working this picks play, just trying to wait for some sort of aggression from G2. Skitten's waiting for the long push, but you can see on our mini-map it's not going to be so. But it's going to be Maxi and Kaboom trying to work Cat here. 55 seconds on the clock.
Terrace just got complete catwalk control, which that's what you really want to gear for on this map as a Terrace, because that can enable a lot of different plays. And looks like they're trying to decide what to do. Looks like they're going to go for long. They're going to send 3 out there with jumpy pop flashing right now. So let's see what happens with that. Innocent's blind. Still looking around. Manai's going to distract him by getting kills. And,
oh, wow.
A beautiful, beautiful setup for long. The wrong decision by the terrorists to go that way, as they had almost the perfect setup. The flash really did blind that guy watching long, but Manai was able to peek out, get that kill, attract the moths with a light, essentially, and then the moths were swept by the side.
Yep, I got blindsided, and G2 with a flawless round. They don't lose a single player, so they are prepping themselves to take this map. They've got a hell of an economy right now, 10K on 2 of their players, and definitely, if the goal is anything right now on Orbit side, it's to take weapons away. Obviously, they want to win the round, but they need to do some economic damage, as already it's out of control. So Boom is going to be the last one on the field, and he goes down another flawless round, and we're going to see players on 16K pretty quick here if they're able to take another one, and that would be match point, as 14 rounds on the board for G2. They're running away with this.
Yeah, they've gotten so many rounds in a row at this point that their money, and a lot of flawless rounds too, that the money has been stacked up that they're comfortably going to be buying for the rest of the game for the most part, unless some very flawless rounds from Terrace. And that's a good start with Law taking down Manai.
And we're going to see Mouse get aggressive up on Cat here, and he almost gets his head taken off, but it's actually Rowland that's going to get one through the door onto Pyth. So definitely a player you want to take out of this round, and we're going to see some Cat aggression. It's going to be Maxi pushing up first, and actually lets Skitten peek that with the rifle, but Mouse is peeking over there. So if Skitten peeks out first, and actually they pop flash their team in, that's going to prompt that incendiary from Mouse to slow things down on Cat. But a minute still left on the clock. We'll see what they opt to go for.
Yeah, they still have Cat control, so they can do, like I said, a lot of stuff from here, whether that's mid-B or just going up the Cat. And the counter-terrorists are perfectly split up. They're trying to hold with 2 people at each site just because Manai's got picked in the very beginning of the round. They're waiting out these smoke grenades, and then they're going to make a decision. It's too hard to tell really where they're going to go. Looks like a fake mid-B, maybe?
And Kaboom's going to send that smoke over, prompts Innocent to rotate, and that's going to mean that it's only Mouse on site. So a good play here. They kind of assume that it's probably a 2-2 on each site, but doing the mid to B smoke might pull one of the players over to CT spawn, and that's the case. But Mouse gets 2, and that prompts Innocent to come up and get the final 2. An insane round as Orbit. The play, probably the right call, but you can see there that although you might have the right call, it doesn't always work out in your favor.
Yeah, I thought that the fake, I mean, they got a lot out of just throwing a smoke and a flash, like getting that rotate out of A. And then they opted to have the op lead by double scoping, and he's combed over the site, and he didn't see anyone, and then just took it as lost.
And now match point for G2, looking to close this out. Kaboom gets one onto Rowland, though. So that is the auto snipper down and out in this round. We'll see if one of the players tries to grab it, but Innocent, he smoked off in CT spawn. Suspects it could be a mid to B play here once again, but it's not, as we see just players grouped up in mid. Got full AKs other than the Law Maxi utilizing that Tech 9. So where do they go? They've got the bomb in lower dark. Their options are endless as they have worked this pick, but Beniz coming up on the flank, and the longer they take with this play, the more danger they're in, and boom, there goes the first shot. Jumpy goes down. This nade into lower, it's not going to do anything. I thought he was going to go with a double door one, but actually Innocent gets dropped via the Tech 9, and B site wide open now. So it's a 2v4 as Mouse is going to flash his way out of CT spawn. Kaboom just hiding inside of the smoke, and that's going to be a beautiful flank here as Mouse fully blind will get dropped, and now it's going to be Meniz as he was able to get one pick in the round. And to get another, he misses the shot. And that, or no, he doesn't miss the shot. He gets Pyth, but gets aggressed on quickly after. So Orbit not done here. They are fighting for overtime. This is map number 3, so whoever wins this, again, moves on to the winner bracket finals. The loser will be dropping down to the lower bracket. And like we said previously, that is some shark-infested waters. It is a scary place to go.
Yeah, both these teams want to stay in the upper bracket so they can get as much advantage going into a final as possible. And that last round, it just came down really to Manai's forcing the issue and getting a lot of information.
Oh, and Innocent's going to start off the round here. We've got 2 picks, and this could be it for Orbit. They're going to have a lot of huge individual play here, and a lot of plays where they don't lose a lot of HP, and that's not what they needed there. They need frags without losing anything, and that's really difficult to get at this level of play. So it's Skitten and Pyth in a 2v4, and what are they going to do right now? They're running down Suicide, and we'll find out.
Goodness.
And that's going to be, that is why they call it Suicide, because Rallin lines them up with that Scar